The soft woman era begins with you. Power has long been mistaken for noise, measured by how much we do, how fast we move, how loudly we prove our worth. But real power, the kind that transforms you from within, often whispers. It lives in grace, calm, and quiet certainty. This new era isn't about doing more, it's about being more. Stay with me till the end. Something in this message will find its way home to you. Insight 1. Unlearning hyper-independence, the subtle addiction to control. For many women, hyper-independence didn't begin as pride. It began as protection. It was the armor you built after disappointment, the strategy that kept you afloat when help wasn't coming. You learned to rely on yourself because dependency once felt unsafe. But over time, what started as strength can quietly become a cage, the habit of doing everything alone, not because you want to, but because you no longer trust anyone else to carry the weight. This kind of independence often hides beneath perfection. You plan, anticipate, and overmanage, believing security lives in control. But control has a cost. It drains joy, creativity, and intimacy. Many women who overfunction at work and at home carry exhaustion that no one sees because they've taught the world they're fine even when they're running on empty. There's a softer, wiser alternative: interdependence. It doesn't mean losing strength, it means expanding it. True emotional maturity is allowing others to contribute, to care, and to share the load. It's saying yes when a colleague offers help. It's trusting a friend's support without apology. It's releasing the belief that everything must unfold on your schedule to be safe. Dr. Brené Brown's research on vulnerability reminds us that connection thrives where mutual trust exists, not where independence masquerades as competence. The moment you let someone in, you invite healing, not weakness. Freedom doesn't begin with control. It begins the moment you surrender the need to hold everything together on your own. Insight 2. Soft boundaries. Strength that doesn't need defensiveness. Soft boundaries are not weak boundaries. They are limits expressed with peace instead of armor. Traditional boundary setting often sounds like confrontation, sharp tones, emotional withdrawal, or a wall built out of frustration. But softness changes the language of power. It allows you to say no without guilt, to pause instead of over-explain, to redirect conversations with quiet confidence that speaks louder than any raised voice. Think of the difference. Declining extra work with a kind, steady tone instead of justifying why you're overwhelmed. Or telling a family member, "I love you, but I'm not available for that right now," without resentment sitting underneath. These small moments build a different kind of strength, one rooted in emotional steadiness. Psychology Today reports that people are more receptive to calm boundaries than defensive ones. It's because emotional regulation signals safety. It tells others you can hold your space without hostility. And when your energy stays grounded, your message carries further. Calm doesn't mean passive. It means you're in control of your inner weather. Soft boundaries invite respect through balance. They show that you can protect your peace while remaining open, warm, and kind. And as this energy becomes consistent, something remarkable happens. People start mirroring it. They meet your calm with their own. Softness, practiced steadily, never invites disrespect. It teaches others through your example that real respect is born in emotional equilibrium, not force. Insight 3. The grace of non-reactivity in modern chaos. We live in a world that celebrates speed, quick opinions, faster responses, and instant validation. But in all that noise, composure has become a rare form of leadership. True strength today isn't in reacting first. It's in choosing when and whether to react at all. Non-reactivity isn't detachment, it's discernment. It's the quiet space between what happens to you and how you choose to respond. That space is where wisdom lives. It's what allows you to reply with clarity instead of emotion, to hold your peace instead of giving it away. Think about those moments when you receive a critical text or face tension at work. The impulse is to defend, to prove, to react. But something shifts when you take a single breath before responding. In that pause, your power returns. You're no longer driven by emotion, you're guided by intention. Harvard Health Publishing highlights research showing that mindfulness practices, particularly the act of pausing before reacting, literally reshape the brain's emotional centers. They reduce stress, increase focus, and strengthen decision-making. Each moment of restraint is not suppression, it's rewiring. Non-reactivity is not silence, it's mastery in motion, the grace to stay steady when the world spins fast. Because in the stillness you create, your mind clears, your intuition speaks louder, and your presence becomes the calm the world so deeply needs. Insight 4. Emotional alchemy, turning overwhelm into poise. Emotional alchemy is the art of transforming raw emotion into composed energy. It's not about hiding what you feel, it's about allowing emotion to pass through awareness without letting it define who you are. When you practice this, your emotions stop being storms to survive and start becoming signals to understand. Overwhelm often begins when you carry too much. Other people's expectations, unfinished emotions, endless stimulation. It piles up quietly until your nervous system begins to speak through fatigue, irritation, or withdrawal. But with the right attention, even that heaviness can shift. Through breath, reflection, or journaling, emotion turns from chaos into clarity. It becomes data, not drama. Think of those moments when you sit alone in your car after a long day. You place a hand on your chest and whisper, "What is this emotion teaching me?" That single question softens everything. It brings you back into relationship with yourself. Research from Stanford's Center for Compassion and Altruism Research shows that simply naming an emotion lowers activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain that triggers stress. The moment you identify your feeling, your body begins to return to balance. This is emotional alchemy, meeting what feels heavy with curiosity until it becomes light. Because true poise isn't born from suppressing emotion, it's created by integrating it. And as you'll soon see, true elegance begins in the body, not the mind. Insight 5. Somatic elegance. How the body communicates. Poise before words. Your body speaks before you do. Long before a word leaves your lips, your posture, breath, and gestures reveal your inner world. The way you hold yourself tells a story of calm or tension, openness or defense. People may not consciously notice it, but they feel it. Softness, in its truest form, isn't fragility. It's embodied awareness. It's shoulders that rest instead of rise, breath that moves slowly instead of racing, gestures that carry intention instead of urgency. This kind of physical calm radiates stability. It makes people feel safe around you without you needing to assert a single thing. Think of the woman in a meeting who speaks slowly and clearly. Her stillness steadies the room. Or the friend whose unhurried tone makes you feel seen. Their strength isn't loud, it's grounded. Dr. Amy Cuddy's research on embodied confidence shows that posture and movement influence not just how others perceive us, but how we feel within ourselves. When applied to feminine softness, this isn't about dominance. It's about quiet authority that rises from self-connection. You can nurture this through small daily rituals, a few mindful stretches each morning, slowing your pace of speech, softening your facial muscles before conversations. These gentle practices teach your body to lead with peace. And if the body leads the message, one question lingers. How does truth sound when it's spoken without resistance? Insight 6. Soft assertion. Expressing truth without hard edges. Soft assertion is honesty wrapped in grace. It's the art of speaking your truth clearly, but with compassion guiding your tone. Instead of meeting friction with more force, you communicate in a way that keeps both dignity and connection intact. Defensive assertion might sound like, "You don't respect my time." Soft assertion says, "I value when plans start on time. It helps me show up as my best self." The message is the same, but the delivery changes everything. One builds walls, the other builds understanding. In workplaces, this looks like negotiating for fair treatment with calm conviction instead of tension. In relationships, it's declining an invitation without guilt or offering feedback with warmth rather than criticism. These small shifts create space for others to listen instead of react. Dr. Deborah Tannen, a leading expert in communication, explains that tone often determines the outcome more than content. People remember how you spoke long after they forget what you said. And when your words carry softness, they're more likely to land where they're meant to, inside someone's heart, rather than against their defenses. Try this in your next conversation. Speak your truth with steady calm. Notice how it feels to be both kind and clear. You'll find that softness doesn't weaken your message, it amplifies it, because the deepest courage lies in being seen fully, without performance, without perfection. just truth spoken gently and with grace. Insight 7. The discomfort of being seen without performance. There's a quiet unease that arises when you stop performing. When you're no longer the strong one who fixes everything, the achiever who never rests, or the peacekeeper who holds everyone together. In those moments, something tender surfaces. The question of who you are without the roles, without the applause. True femininity begins to flourish when presence replaces performance. Yet that shift can feel raw, almost exposed, because authenticity doesn't come with a script. It's standing in the middle ground between visibility and vulnerability, allowing yourself to be seen not as perfect, but as real. Maybe you've spoken softly in a meeting or a gathering and noticed that your quiet carried weight. You didn't have to fill the silence for it to matter. That's the power of truth unclothed by performance. It doesn't demand attention. It earns it naturally. This discomfort isn't weakness, it's growth. It's your nervous system learning that safety can exist even when you're fully seen. It's the stretching of self-trust, the gentle undoing of years spent proving. As this new era unfolds, the most radiant form of confidence won't come from performance. It will come from presence. Visibility without the mask becomes the ultimate freedom. And for those still here, one final insight remains. A closing reflection that gathers every thread of softness into something quietly powerful. Stay with me till the end. Bonus point. The power of quiet radiance, when presence speaks louder than effort. Thank you for staying until the end. This moment is for you, the woman who's still here, listening deeply. Quiet radiance is what rises when you make peace with yourself. It's not about appearance, perfection, or proof. It's the glow that comes from harmony within, the kind of presence that soothes a room instead of competing with it. Quiet radiance doesn't chase. It doesn't convince. It simply exists, soft yet unmistakable. People may not know why they feel calm around you, but they do, because peace has a frequency. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research on coherence shows that when your emotions align with gratitude, compassion, and calm, the heart and brain create measurable electromagnetic balance. That coherence translates into visible serenity. Your energy becomes your introduction. You nurture this radiance not through effort, but through restoration. Rest that's intentional, reflection that's honest, and boundaries that protect your light. Radiance isn't something you add, it's what appears when you stop resisting who you are. By embracing softness, you're not stepping back. You're redefining modern womanhood with grace that leads quietly but powerfully. If this spoke to your heart, comment below. I choose softness with strength. It's our shared affirmation, a reminder that strength and gentleness belong together. Like this video, subscribe for daily reflections on emotional wisdom and elegant growth, and share it with a woman who might need gentle encouragement today. Thank you for being part of this soft revolution. There's another video waiting on your screen, ready to meet you. I'll see you tomorrow.